I saw this article that was talking about like how to warm up your voice for podcasting, and I was doing some of this shit in the shower earlier, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna help me like at all, but it felt different to do it.
Were you ever like inquire anything or?
Absolutely not.
Oh, really?
Absolutely not. No, I'm only known for running my mouth. That's it. Hey, girl.
Hi, friend.
Hi, how are you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was wonderful. How was yours?
It was good. I was actually nervous because like I was sick as fuck coming back from Texas a few weeks ago, and then I got like a sinus infection, and then it felt like a respiratory infection, and then like we had to push back recording, and like up until the Saturday before Thanksgiving, I like was completely full of symptoms, so I really thought we were gonna have to cancel Thanksgiving, which made me nervous.
Yeah.
But it went off without a hitch, and my nephew loved all the Christmas decorations, so it was worth it.
Yeah, the sick is going around right now, people, so be careful out there.
Get your emergencies, and if it's time for your vaccinations again, get them.
Yeah, I gotta get the whooping cough like vaccine again for my niece.
I need to see if I can get the shingles one.
Oh, good luck with that. My mom
I know.
was 48 when she like first started getting shingles, and which you're supposed to be 50 to get it. She was 2 years shy, and her insurance had to fight tooth and nail, and it ended up like not even getting processed or anything until her 50th birthday anyway, so it didn't matter. So good luck.
I got shingles at 26.
That's crazy.
26. Yeah, I'm 28. I got it 2 years ago. Yeah, that shit sucked. Yeah. I just had my 2-year anniversary. 2 years clean. So we'll see how this winter goes. But I don't really have any housekeeping. Do you?
I have two things.
Okay.
I went back and listened to the Princess Diana episodes. And I made some math errors.
What a soldier, because it's so long.
It's very long. But yeah, I made some math errors, so forgive me. I promise I'm good at math.
I'm not.
And that's probably why you didn't notice when I was saying them out loud. Agree. And then also while I was listening to that episode, I realized last episode, after Peyton, we said that Emily was going to be our first UK case after we did the fucking princess, the royal family of the United Kingdom. So,
oh God, what kills me is the pure conviction that we have, like, we're finally going overseas.
We're such stupid Americans. I'm gonna say that Princess Diana was an international case, and this is our first true British case, just to save us. But anyway, what are we talking about?
Okay. We're talking about Emily Longley. This was a case when you proposed it that I had no idea about. I had actually seen some pictures of Emily, most infamously the one of like her with the two male buff guys. That's like one picture I had seen, but like I had no recollection of who she was. But this one, the more I looked into it, the faster I started typing, and the more hot my laptop got. So I was like really fucking nervous it was going to combust, but I'm actually excited to cover this one. I think it's a really good one.
Yeah, this is such a like fascinating, look into just what like bad parents can really produce, and I also, as a stupid American, one thing about this case, and I think it might be part of the reason why I like love it and go back to it, is because it makes me feel better that like this feels, when you hear this case, if you don't know that they're British, it feels like it would have to be American. Oh, but
yeah.
This proves that it's just universal. This happens everywhere. So men are shitty everywhere, and
men ain't shit. Okay, so we're going to start talking about Elliot Turner. He is our perpetrator in this case. So Elliot was born in Birmingham in 1991. His parents are Lee and Anita Turner.
Once again.
Turner?
Yeah, Turner, not Turner. Once again, this is Birmingham, England, not
yes.
Alabama,
yes.
United States.
His mom, Lee, is it Lee or Lee? Lay? That's his dad.
That's his dad, yeah. His mom's Anita.
Oh, I had a typo on mine. What a dumb American. His mom, Anita, is Indonesian and his dad is native British. I think that's only worth mentioning due to a point that we'll cover later regarding the mom. But Elliot spent his very early years in Solihull.
Sure.
This is going to be rough when it comes to these city and town names.
Yeah, there's a few names here that I am yeeks.
Yeah. But it's actually a small rural town in the Midland region of England. He was born into a family-owned jewelry business named R.E. Porter, where he worked part-time. In 2000, Elliot and his family moved to Bournemouth, and they took over the business from his grandparents. Now, in his early adult years, Elliot thought of himself as a celebrity in the bars and in the clubs, which same, that was me in my early 20s, just because I went out every weekend. And he would go to the most affluent areas in Bournemouth, whatever, and Poole.
Just pick we'll just pick one and go with
it's gonna change.
Yeah, probably.
He went on to earn the moniker All Talk Turner by his friends. His dad described him as full of, quote, gangster bravado, which I don't like at all.
I don't like that either.
Elliot was a self-professed playboy who got lots of money from his parents. He gloated about all the money that he had and drank basically every single day. Below all of this facade, he was an immature, manipulative, jealous, and violent little prick who couldn't handle rejection, especially from women. Mm-hmm. Elliot and his friends, a lot of which were also from wealthy families, called themselves the Firm, which who the fuck do these kids think they are? The Firm. Of everything you could come up with, why the Firm?
I wonder if have you seen that movie The Firm with is that the Keanu Reeves one?
Couldn't tell you. I don't really like Keanu Reeves.
Tom Cruise. No, it's Tom Cruise.
Oh, okay.
I think Keanu Reeves is the Devil's Advocate one. Have you seen that movie?
No. I haven't even seen American Psycho.
What?
Is that bad?
Yes, American Psycho is so good. Yes, Keanu Reeves is in Devil's Advocate. Okay, so Tom Cruise is in The Firm, and I guess it came out before them. It says it came out in 93. It's about this super successful law firm, and they control crazy things.
So way far off from these fucking kids.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if they think that they're that,
Gross. That when they would go out, they would drink $180 pound bottles of Grey Goose, and that's not the weight, that's the currency
British,
currency, which is bananas that it costs that much, which is actually equivalent to $221 US. That's an expensive ass bottle of vodka, and I don't even think Grey Goose is that fucking good.
No, and if you go
I can't believe it costs that much.
If you go to Costco, you can get Grey Goose in a Kirkland bottle for half the price.
And it's fucking delicious. Mm-hmm. But when they would go out, they would surround themselves around the millionaires' areas of Sandbanks and Clanford Hills, which I think is kind of gross. They're really trying to force themselves to be in these realms that they don't even belong in. They have no purpose being there. But Elliot drove around in a black Mini Cooper, but he acted like it was a fucking Bentley, and even boasted about spending time in the Priory Clinic, which is a private addiction rehab and mental health hospital, to kick a cocaine habit. He claimed that his grandparents paid £30,000, which is equivalent to $36,900 over his 28-day stay, and said it was, quote, just like Kate Moss.
What? I listened to Red Handed, the podcast. They covered this because they're British. And they talked about that. What's the name of the rehab place that he went to?
Priory Clinic
is apparently if there was a American equivalent.
Hilton.
Yeah, exactly. In Malibu, it would be the equivalent of this.
Well, I think I saw they have 200 or 500 locations, so they're a pretty big fucking group.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're huge.
The only other thing from Red Handed that I wanted to mention that they brought up, because this is so British and I'd never heard of this before. Elliot and his family and his friends would be considered part of the Red Trouser Club. And at first I thought that was a real thing. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's kind of the best American equivalent that I could think of is wearing people who wear a lot of vineyard vines. That it just means you're super preppy and rich and have that specific style. And it's just the color of trousers that are associated basically with wealthy people in Britain. And I found like a shit ton of articles about like how Americans have tried to like take this red trouser thing and do it, and we're failing epically. Like that's all they keep saying about us.
I believe it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like Tommy Hilfiger did like a whole line one summer of just red trousers, basically.
Interesting.
So that was, I thought, kind of a funny. There's just so many like British isms in this episode that like things that I never knew about before.
But as we'll come to find out later, Elliot had very little to no respect for women. He often referred to them as birds or bitches.
I hate that.
I know.
What the fuck is wrong with you? The birds thing, I didn't understand at first. Must be a British thing. But yeah, don't like to only call women other things other than just women. Like, go fuck yourself. It's like dudes who only refer to women as like broads. Like broad doesn't have as much of a negative connotation, but and I use broad, but like sporadically, you know.
Yeah, same.
But to only say it,
that's so intentional too.
Yeah, dehumanizing.
Very. All of this is needless to say that he was just a sick and ugly person on the inside, and many of his friends would go on to testify that they never took a word of what he said seriously, which is like, I find that pretty shocking because like they're part of this weird elite group that they formed on their own, but like, why would you not like ostracize him from your friend group and stop being friends with him? Or maybe it's because of his money. Yeah,
because he paid for everybody when they went out.
The jewelry company that the family had, it's no longer around, was established in 1971 by R.E. Porter. It was located on Post Office Road in Bournemouth. The business was taken over in 1997 by Neil and Elizabeth Harkness. R.E. Porter was Neil's great uncle, and I couldn't really find anything that like really showed the lineage of where Elliot and his family came in on this family tree. I guess that's just worth mentioning. So Neil and Elizabeth moved the store to Wimborne when the arcade was redeveloped. And I guess an arcade in Britain is an arched or covered passageway with many shops. Its root goes back to the Latin word arcus, meaning arc or bow. And these were the precursors to shopping malls, which I think that's pretty cool.
That is cool, but it just makes me feel so American that like an arcade here is literally a video game parlor.
I know. Like, was not expecting that.
No.
When they took over their business, they changed the business name to Portique. It was really well known for their personal service and quality and their highly knowledgeable team. In June of this year, 2022, Neil and Elizabeth made the announcement that they decided to close their business following their decision to retire. According to Google today, the business is still open. It was actually open like for business hours today. So I don't know if they're still in the phase out part of shutting down. But altogether, the family business was open for 51 years, and it sounded like they had a pretty good fucking deal going on when they were closing. So hopefully you guys got some jewels if you were over there.
His friends that call themselves the Firm, they were modeling themselves after something called the Billington Club, which is like private, kind of like a fraternity at either Oxford or Cambridge. I can't remember which one.
That sounds familiar.
Supposedly like it's like a private secret club, so like nobody actually really knows who all belong to it or what happened while they were there, but like tons of like really famous politicians and actors and like athletes in the UK were all part of this club. There's also a lot of rumor that this club has ties to organized crime, which is like back to what you said about them calling themselves gangsters. That they really wanted to like have this persona of being this gangster thing, which is part of the reason why they modeled themselves after this club. But the only illegal activity that they had any part in was buying drugs, because Elliot was a super frequent cocaine user. This is what he went to rehab for. And the cocaine that his friends testified made him violent and angry.
Oof.
After he left the Priory Rehabilitation Center, he went right back to using. He like didn't stay clean for any amount of time. And that he yeah, he was just like such a fucking entitled piece of shit that he just like couldn't even bear to like take responsibility.
Yeah.
He also dropped out of university at 19. He wanted, like, his parents were like, oh, go to school. And then he was just like, yeah, I don't feel like it.
And why would he? Like, if they really catered to his every fucking need and want, like, why would he want to?
The only thing is, for me, college was really fun. I loved it. So and especially like if you have infinite funds like this, seemingly college can be really, really fun. So I don't know. Also, even after he dropped out of university at 19, he was still living with his parents at home. They had like a big house kind of in like the suburbs, I guess. But then they had a separate apartment in the city that he had keys to, and he would just like take people back there to like have parties and like hook up with girls or whatever that he wasn't actually dating, like that he didn't want his parents to know about. And
what
then yeah, and then he would like go back to his parents' house in the suburbs, and he was like living there. And then another thing about the clubs is they didn't pay or wait at clubs. Like if they did, they would like pay for bottles or whatever, but like they didn't have to pay like the cover to get in because they spent so much money there. And they never had to wait for anything. And then when he would like go to the bar, he would buy it. Like if, you know, like, I don't know if you've ever done bottle service or like seen this, but
I've seen it.
Sometimes like your table with your bottle is super far away and you're just like chatting up some girl or whatever. You don't want to go all the way back there to get yourself a drink. And also, he's such an asshole. He doesn't want these like girls that he's hitting on to drink his Grey Goose. So he would just go to the bar and get another drink, and he would buy himself like a single premium drink, so Grey Goose or Kettle One, whatever. He would also buy the girl a double well drink, and it is like noted by his friends that he did this because he was trying to get them drunk to take advantage of them. And he wasn't willing to spend the money on them to get them like nicer liquor.
Oh my
like
God.
they had to drink Skull vodka or whatever. Turd. Yeah. So Emily Longley was born to British parents Caroline and Mark in 1993. She had a little sister named Hannah. They moved to New Zealand when Emily was 9. Her parents divorced when she was in her teens, and she rebelled a lot as a result of it. She started drinking a lot and partying, and this was kind of what led her to wanting to move back to England to be with her grandparents.
One thing that I do want to add is that I found that at a young age, she was battling an eating disorder and also had health and emotional struggles, which is when you mix alcohol into that equation, like it's not a good thing whatsoever. I thought it was really nice that once her parents did divorce, they remained friends. I thought that was pretty cool, like especially when you bring the kids into the equation. Yeah, I saw like an interview that they were together, like talking to BBC. And this is like after the case, after the court cases, everything. Like they didn't really like need to be together, you know. And they still decided to like do this interview together. So it shows that they really were like friends. Yeah, good for them. In December 2010, Emily had moved back to Bournemouth, England to live with her dad's parents. And it's said that when Elliot and Emily met, that they clicked right away and started quickly saying, I love you. Yeah. Which is scary. She was 17 and going to business school at Brockenhurst College, which is like colleges in the UK are not the same thing as colleges here, right? Like college is high school and then university is what we call college. Oh, okay. So, but it is like a more specialized high school than what we go to. And then she also got a job at Topshop. Oh, I miss Topshop. I know. I haven't shopped there in forever. The one on Michigan closed. Yeah. They all the ones in America shut down. Oh, really? Yeah. I thought it was just like... No, they filed bankruptcy and they like got the fuck out of Dodge. Shit, I am way out of the loop on that. Yeah, she got a job at Topshop partially because she wanted to be a model, and obviously Topshop is pretty like high but attainable fashion. Yeah. So it's a good place for a model to work at. When she first got back to Bournemouth, she was partying a lot, and I think part of that is probably because she didn't know how else to make friends at 17, because that's kind of difficult. Yeah. And she had been partying a lot like right after her parents' divorce, so this was just natural for her to like go right back to that. And that's really how she met Elliot, because obviously, as we've discussed so far, he was a huge partier. So yeah, so they made it they meet
very quickly make it official. Basically he referred to her as a trophy girl. He liked that she was like very pretty and would go places, go partying with him. She liked that he was rich and super connected in the party scene, that he might have connections for her to meet other people who could help progress her modeling career. Right. They were incredibly affectionate in public, a lot of PDA. But Elliot was terribly, ridiculously, and grossly jealous. He started putting on weight after they got together.
Oh, that's me right now too.
Oh, it is not.
Yeah, it is. I need to. I'm the heaviest I've ever been, you guys.
It's just the world right now. Everything sucks, so we eat.
For sure.
So he started putting on weight, probably partially because he was 19 and your metabolism starts slowing down for some people at that age.
Right.
And also that when you don't take care of yourself, your body just like does whatever it has to survive.
Yeah.
Don't do cocaine. Although I am surprised, as much as they talk about how much he did cocaine, that he was putting on weight, because isn't that like the whole reason you do coke is to stay skinny?
Let's ask Kate Moss.
So he starts putting on weight, but she's a model and starts getting invited on a bunch of shoots. So this is kind of the first episode of his outrageous attitude. She gets invited to a shoot by her friend Emma Ross. She, in the photo shoot, was taking pictures with shirtless butlers, the picture that you mentioned earlier.
Now, were they butlers or were they like Chippendales men? Because they looked a lot like Chippendales dancers.
Isn't that kind of what the Chippendales thing is based on? Is like kind of like the French maid costume, but for men?
It's kind of based on like the Playboy bunnies with like their cuffs and the bow ties, but like
I think maybe it's just kind of like a loose interpretation of the two.
They were hot regardless. They were hot as fuck.
Yeah. So March 12th, 2011, she does this photo shoot. So this is less than 3 months basically after they've met. He freaks out about her taking these pictures, which, mind you, they have pants on. They're not naked. They have pants on. They're just shirtless. And they're very attractive, and he is not.
Right.
He freaks out over this and starts threatening Emma, the friend that set up the photo shoot. I think Emma was like an actual photographer, and so was asking Emily to be her model. So he sends Emma his rap sheet and says that he got a harassment order for texts he had sent to a girlfriend when he was 16.
Yes.
Then he says, quote, "Stop trying to fuck up my relationship with Emily and make her look like a whore. Do you know who I am? A lad who has been arrested for everything. 6 violent harassment charges, 2 restraining orders, deception, GBH. I'll fucking kill them. So fuck off, you cunt."
Don't ever talk to women like this.
Don't talk to women like this. Second of all, your girlfriend is not technically a grown-ass woman, but she is mature and old enough to be making these decisions herself. Don't be dragging other people into this. If you have an issue, go to your girlfriend. Don't try and blame other people. And also, he lied. He had 1 harassment order, which was like not even that big of a deal. I mean, it's like, don't fucking harass people to where they need to go to the police about it. But like, compared to what he's saying that he didn't have restraining orders. He had 1 harassment order, which in the UK are distinct things. And I can't remember what GBH stands for.
Grievous bodily harm.
But yeah, he like lied about all of these things that he says that he has on his rap sheet. Did not have them, and this just started them down this like really toxic path of like fighting all the time. He started like telling her what to wear, who to hang out with, where to be. He needed her attention 100% of the time, which I fucking hate this in relationships. He even went so far as to show up one time where she was with her friends. Actually, this happened more than once, but he would show up where she was with her friends and then go like pout in the corner until she paid attention to him. Like he would guilt her into,
little bitch.
Yeah, like I'm sure he was going out with his friends on nights when she had to stay home and do homework or something. And she didn't show up there and tell him to pay attention to her. But on nights, because he didn't have a life, because he wasn't in school, he didn't have a job, all he did was go out and party. So he would just show up and kill her party.
That's a lot of fucking nerve too, because as far as I found, like she didn't go as far as going the extra mile to hook up with other strangers and to gloat about it. But like, how are you gonna go and crash her fucking mood and her night and pout like a little baby?
Yeah, for sure.
She's not doing any of that to you. Fuck off.
There are tons of nights when I go out without my partner, in any relationship I've ever been in, where you just go out with your friends. You go out, you dance, you have some drinks, whatever. Like, my friends may be in relationships. They may not be in relationships. I might be trying to facilitate them finding a new partner, or we might just all be out having a good time just amongst ourselves. Like, not
the level of insecurity there is terrifying.
Yeah, the idea that you only go to clubs or bars or whatever, like partying like this, in order to find someone to hook up with, basically, is such a toxic, immature view of why you do this.
Well, I mean, that's also like Boys Town in a fucking nutshell too. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, completely different grades of people, I guess.
Yeah.
But
and for those of you who don't live in Chicago, Boys Town is the gay neighborhood in Chicago.
Because we only have Chicago listeners. It's just, his behavior sucks, and I think it's only further exacerbated by a claim that Elliot told one of his friends that he wanted to suffocate another ex-girlfriend after they broke up. Like, I'm glad that these women had the wherewithal to leave his ass and hopefully never go back to him ever again. But like, who the fuck is he to think that he's so holier than thou that he can, one, talk about any woman like this and say that he wants to do this to them, but like, they owe you nothing just because you wanted to blow your parents' money on them. Fuck off.
Yeah, he's so
fuck disgusting. Off. Real quick, I mean, I kind of want to take kind of a hard left, but not really a hard left, but I kind of want to quickly talk about some domestic abuse statistics in England.
I would love that.
According to the Office for National Statistics, domestic abuse-related crimes in England and Wales rose 6% in the year ending March 2021 to 845,734 cases. The police made 33 arrests per 100 domestic abuse-related crimes in the year ending March 2021.
So are those reported cases?
Yes.
Or... Wow.
Yeah. The Living Without Abuse organization also states that domestic abuse will affect 1 in 4 women and 1 in 6 men in their lifetime. This leads to, on average, 2 women being murdered each week and 30 men per year. Because of all of this, the demand for domestic abuse helplines increased in the year ending March 2021, with a 22% increase in people supported by the National Domestic Abuse Helpline in England, which is great that they were actually being proactive and forming these services for people to go to and to call.
Oh, God, that's so just... Why can't we be nice to each other? Especially, why can't we be nice to women?
Right. Why do you think you have some sense of ownership over them? Yeah,
and I mean, like, that goes for all, like, whatever the sexuality of any partner is. Like, they're your partner. Yes. They're not your property.
Not at all.
So, and this is, I guess, that's a great segue kind of back into the next thing about Emily and Elliot, because this is what happens in domestic abuse or in like abusive relationships like this so often. Right after they got in this huge fight about this photo shoot and he starts threatening everybody's lives, he takes her on a super fancy vacation that his mother paid for to the Isle of Wight, which apparently is a very lovely place in the UK. I would very much like to go there.
I'm sorry he tarnished their reputation.
Yeah, but probably in the summer because I think it rains there a lot. I mean, it rains everywhere in Britain a lot. Yeah. So they were super romantic on the trip, but as soon as they got back, they went back to fighting. Actually, they got in a fight on the trip that ended in him being so angry, he punched a wardrobe door and smashed it to pieces.
Jesus.
In a wardrobe being like a external closet, basically. After they got back, she wrote him a letter and told him you can see the letter. There's like copies of it online.
Yeah.
It's a numbered list and it says 1, I love you. 2, don't say you'll kill me. 3, stop talking about your ex-girlfriends. 4, stop being so constantly aggressive. Be more cool because that is so much more hot and you make me scared because you're so intimidating. And 2 things about this letter is that 1, the handwriting is so young looking.
Yes.
Like it's hard to remember because they are drinking, they're going out to clubs, like things like that.
Right.
But that's just because they're in the UK, that she is 17 years old when this is going on. And she's still a little girl. Like, oh God, it just makes me so sad to think about, like, if I had been going through this when I was 17, and like, we all went through shit at 17, right? Like, high school sucked, but like to be going through this at 17,
I cannot imagine.
And her handwriting is so like little girlish. She puts hearts over her eyes, the lowercase eyes. And then the other thing about this is that for her to say, I love you, but don't say you'll kill me.
Yeah.
That stopped me in my tracks, that I was like, if a boyfriend of mine at any point had said that they're going to kill me, and it wasn't like totally joking, you know, like sometimes we say that jokingly, like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking kill you because you're blah, 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 blah. But like, you can tell when they're joking.
100%.
If a boyfriend ever said, don't say you'll kill me, I would not be writing him a letter saying, I love you and stop saying this because I want to be with you. And it makes you so much hotter when you're not being aggressive.
Yeah.
I would be like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Block my number.
Yeah.
We're not talking ever again.
That like, shatters my fucking heart.
It's so sad that these girls feel like they have to stick it out with these men that don't treat them right, because honestly, the other option may not be much better, you know?
Right. True.
But also be okay with being alone.
Right.
I know we have some listeners in this like age bracket. So please, if you're out there and you are if a romantic partner ever tells you they're going to kill you, just go.
Peace the fuck out. I think one thing that I don't want to say worked in Emily's advantage here, but I guess in some ways it kind of does, is like she wasn't so. A lot of ways they were codependent on each other, but she was not dependent on him in like a financial sense, to where like he paid for her housing because he fucking lived with his parents, but like he wasn't paying like for her tuition or anything. So like in that sense, I think I would use those as more of my reasons to get the fuck out. Like, I have no ties. I can cut this fucking turd loose and just be done with it. But it's just so fucking disheartening.
But also, you're saying that as a 20, what are you, 29, 28?
We'll bleep this, but I'm 28.
Okay, yeah, I'm 28 too. It's okay. You're saying that as a 28-year-old who has lived life, versus as a 17-year-old, like, even though, like, you're not really thinking about, well, he's not paying for my housing,
right?
So like whatever, because you've never had to pay for housing before,
right? Yeah.
You have had to pay for housing, so that's something that crosses your mind. That's what's so sad about it.
But that also goes to show like how underdeveloped their brains are too. Like
sure.
I will always say that when it comes to these age groups, because it's terrifying to learn about, but like there's no awareness of it either until like it kind of happens and it's brought to the surface, which like sucks, because then it's kind of like too late, but it still could be the right timing for other people to learn about it. But like, we're not learning how to balance our fucking checkbooks, how to save for 401ks in school, but like they want to teach us some of the dumbest, most benign shit. But like, I feel like this is something that we should include in like sex education and these psychology classes. Like, this should be part of the curriculum.
I have a lot of thoughts about like what we should and should not be teaching in school as a former educator myself, but emotional intelligence is absolutely one of the things that we should be teaching. And this is a proof of that neither of these people, neither Emily nor Elliot, had the emotional intelligence that they need to,
or his fucking parents either.
Yeah, to engage in a relationship like this. Like, also, I just thought about this. She was 17 going on a private vacation with her boyfriend. I just thought about that. I wasn't even allowed to have the door closed when I was 17 if a boy was over at my house.
Yeah, for sure. But also, like, she was away from both of her parents.
Actually, sorry, wait. We weren't even allowed in my room. We had to stay in the living room. Or if we were playing video games, we were allowed to go in the other room where there was no bed. There was a couch, and that was it. And we had to leave the door open the whole time.
Good rules. Those are good rules.
My parents were very involved. Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom and
You're
Dad.
listening. Dad doesn't listen. Mom listens.
Hi, Mom. But like, yeah, she didn't have a father. I mean, yes, she was living with her grandparents, who I don't know what their ages were at this time, but like her dad wasn't there. Her dad, even when she went home to New Zealand, which we'll get into in a little bit, he wasn't well aware of Elliot. Like, he learned about it for the first time when she went home. So, and the dad too, like, kind of broke my heart in the very end of it all, he was like, I feel like she thought she could fix this and could control this, and she didn't feel like she needed to tell me, which is like, talk to your fucking kids.
Yeah.
Like, have that open line of communication, but it's also so much easier said than done.
Yeah, and like, that's not saying that, because again, we just talked about this before we got on mic today, that like the families are victims too, that not to victim blame her dad, to say that like this is his fault at all, but and he may have been doing everything that he could to try and facilitate that, and she may not have been reciprocating. But yeah, that's just, I mean, that's such an easy thing, it seems like, to be able to have those conversations with your kids, so that that you can see as the adult in the situation what's going on.
Oh my God. Every corner of my heart gets broken more and more.
I know.
In April of 2011, Emily went home for 3 weeks to visit her parents back in New Zealand. This is only 4 months after Emily and Elliot first met and started dating. The day after Emily landed in New Zealand, her mom, dad, and her sister all went to her favorite pizza restaurant. And I wish I knew what it was, but like in my fucking head, I'm thinking it's either Lou Malnati's or like Beggar's Pizza, because those are like top-notch pizza places in my mind. While they're all together, Emily tells her parents all about school and modeling and brings up that she's been seeing a guy named Elliot. And at this time, Emily I found that she was 20 at this time. Does that sound right?
No, she was 17 when she dyed it. So
okay, I don't know. That was pretty consistent, so I don't know where that came from. But she tells her family that she feels she's too young for anything serious, which I guess makes sense for a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And that she thinks she's going to end things when she gets back to Bournemouth. She was aware of it, and I think she was trying to do the right things, but this guy is just so fucking manipulative that she would, in a sense, kind of do anything. It breaks my heart.
Another thing about while she was back in New Zealand, her dad apparently asked her a couple of times if she wanted to call Elliot, because it would be long distance, and this was in 2011. What? 11? Yeah. Yeah, I guess we still had long distance calling then, probably. Yeah. So he would be like, oh, do you want to call Elliot? And she was just like, no, I'm good.
Good.
And then she had started to tell her mom when she was with her that she was like thinking about maybe breaking up with Elliot when she got back, because she knew that he was like super controlling and like didn't really, you know, see a future with Elliot, which again, she's 17.
She's way too young.
When she was leaving, like her parents were taking her back to the airport, she didn't dress up to go to the airport, which again, she's a model. She works at Topshop, like fashion and looking good and all of those things. She's 17. All of that is like very important for her versus like me when I go to the airport. I literally wear joggers and a sweatshirt every single time.
I will never understand those that get fucking dressed to the nines. I just want to be comfortable. Like those chairs are not comfortable at all.
No, and I'm always cold.
Yes.
But yeah, so she didn't get dressed up, which like they were pretty sure that Elliot was supposed to pick her up from the airport when she got back. So like, wouldn't you want to look cute for your boyfriend when you got back? Unless you're already breaking up with him.
Yeah.
And then also when her mom like got back to their house, they realized that she had disposed of a lot of her belongings from their house. And like part of that is probably like, you know, she had grown up a little bit in the 6 months that she'd been gone, and like didn't want to like have all this like kid stuff around whenever she did come visit. But also her mom just felt like it was like a very clear sign that like she knew that she might not be coming back at all.
Oh no. That really breaks my heart. And like what really broke my heart too is that in an interview from her dad with an Australian magazine, That's Life, he said how hard it was to say goodbye to her at the end of that trip, but that she was planning on coming back in 5 weeks for the Rugby World Cup.
Oh,
I know.
So April 30th, 2011, she goes back to Britain, and Elliot asks her to meet him out at a bar that one of his friends owned called Bella Rosa in Bournemouth. He often referred to this bar as the firm's HQ.
Ew.
His little boy club, the firm. So she gets there. Elliot ignores her all night and was trying to make her jealous by flirting and dancing with other girls. So Emily gets really mad at him, and they start a fight in the middle of the bar. And again, reminder for all the Americans out there, there's CC television everywhere in Britain. So most places you can see what's going on. But somehow it's just off the edge of the tape that they're looking at this. But her friends all testified to this, that he bashed her head into a table during this fight.
If I saw that, I think I would come completely unfucking hinged.
Same. I can't believe another patron in this bar didn't like do anything.
Yeah, I would have I probably wouldn't lay his ass out, but I would get someone to fight his ass. It wouldn't be me, but
I am a woman and I would probably attempt to fight this bitch.
Yeah.
So after he bashes her head into the table, he walks away, smashes a glass on the floor, and like goes into the bathroom. He goes off the CCTV. They don't know exactly where he went. Her friends took her and left her, they left the bar, and she didn't see him again. So the next day she's like thinking about breaking up with her, but he keeps getting angrier. He hacks into her Facebook. And saw that she had gone on a date with another guy via her messages. But it was like not actually a date. It was like really some sort of more friendly meeting. He just blew it out of proportion because he's so fucking insecure.
Yeah.
So then he goes and tries to find that guy. Like he does some probably 2 minutes worth of Google searching to find him. He tells his friend Ashley Costello, who is like kind of the guy that he left the voicemail on. Like this is like one of his best friends.
Okay.
That he's gonna go beat this guy in with a mallet. And he also was saying that he was gonna kill Emily. And that he even told one person, like not Ashley, it was like somebody less close to him, but he told somebody that he had killed her. Even though he had not at this point.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
So that was April 30th, and then May 1st, all of that happened, that he like hacks into her Facebook. The morning of May 5th, she breaks up with him after she hears that he's been telling people that he hit her with a mallet, that he murdered her, blah, 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 blah. She sends him a text and it says, quote, "Hit me with a mallet, ? Do whatever you want to me. I will never get back with you. I actually hate you," with 4 exclamation points.
Which good for her, but I don't believe that she would not have not gotten back with him, unfortunately. But that's also like not something you tell someone like that, you know, like, and especially in that manner too. Not defending this dickhead at all, but
yeah. But that's the immaturity part, right? That she just doesn't even know that to just walk away, just be like, "Hey, we're done. Bye, block you." So he goes out and to hang out with friends. He discusses multiple ways to murder her and decided on strangulation. Then on May 7th, he follows her. Emily had gone out with her friends to a bar called Cafe Shore. Elliot and his friends followed. He starts berating her in the middle of the bar, calling her a whore. Emily throws a drink on him. He throws a massive tantrum and starts screaming about how he's going to kill her in the middle of this bar.
Oh, God.
He starts texting his mom about how angry he was.
These texts blow my fucking mind.
Do you have the actual text? I didn't write it down, I guess.
Yes. So at 10:15 p.m., Elliot texts his mom, quote, "I could fucking break Emily's neck and beat the fuck out of her. I'm going nuts. The only reason I didn't flip is because my best pal is with me." His mom, Anita, replies, "Don't do anything inappropriate, Elliot. You are so young. You have so much life ahead of you. Love, Mom. I'm going to bed now. Kiss, kiss." And then he texted a friend, quote, "I'm going to kick this bitch in the head. Hello, darling. Have you met Mrs. Mallet?"
Oh my God. I didn't hear that one.
Like, please stay fucking stupid like this. But
yeah,
Jesus. And the mom like did nothing. Okay, have fun. Basically, take care. Don't do nothing stupid. What the fuck?
I know. Just the entitlement and the enabling.
Yes.
So terrible. So she leaves the bar. You can see on the CCTV footage her leaving the bar. It's so eerie.
Yes, I hate when they like. I'm glad that we have it, but I hate seeing this stuff because you know it's one of the last few times they're ever going to be seen.
Yeah. So they leave this bar. He almost immediately follows, but she goes to another friend's house. He somehow ends up following her there, and probably drunk driving in his fucking Mini Cooper, which don't
100%
drive people.
No.
They argue and then made up, and she gets in the car with him. She thought that he was going to take her back to her house, but then he ends up taking her back to his parents' house. And that's the last time that Emily is ever seen alive.
Yikes.
So according to the coroner's report, Emily died at 1 a.m., like very shortly after they arrived back at his house. His mom had said that she was going to bed at 10, whatever that text message was. And she claims that she did not know anything until the next morning. But if you're having like a violent fight with somebody, do you really think that you're going to stay asleep? I mean, like my mom complains about that shit all the time, that like now that she has kids, like before she had kids, she slept through anything. Now that she has kids, the slightest noise wakes her up.
I'm sure. Well, because especially like as a baby, like you got to listen out for everything. Yeah.
So I have a hard time believing that she really slept through a 1 a.m.
Not a chance.
Murder.
Not a goddamn chance.
And then, so the next morning, Mrs. Turner calls her husband at 9:16 and says that Emily was dead. No one's called in British, or in Britain, and not in British. It's not a different language. In Britain, it's 999, but in America, it's 911. No one's called 999 yet. She calls her husband at 9:16, saying that Emily is dead. Her husband comes home, and then finally at 9:56 a.m., they call 999 and say that they tried to wake her up, but she wasn't waking. They said that she had a necklace tightly wrapped around her neck, and the 999 operator told her to take the necklace off of Emily. The police said that, or when the paramedics show up, Elliot starts talking about that they got into a big fight the night before, says that she tried to attack him. He grabbed her neck for a few seconds and then pushed her down on the bed, and then she died. But everybody at the scene that morning does not believe a fucking word coming out of his mouth.
Thank God.
So they immediately start looking at him. But he gets arrested within like a week. Once he got arrested, he wouldn't talk to the police, and her autopsy was actually inconclusive. When they came to arrest him, he had his passport in his pocket and his bags were packed.
Wow.
And the theory is that possibly he was going to escape to Indonesia, where his mother was from. It's so fucking infuriating that you would just like let your kid get away with that.
Right.
He was released on bail the next day. He immediately went back to partying, but took it to a whole new level. And when he got released, his mom gave him a fresh credit card for him to max out again.
God damn.
Then the police got a warrant to bug the Turner's house. So it was bugged from May 18th to June 14th. Police said that the police had to prove in their warrant that this was their only option in order to like get the truth out of him. He wasn't talking to anybody. There was no other evidence that they could obtain at that time. So the Dorset Chief Constable authorized the warrant. They had 23 separate recordings that they ended up using in the trial. Apparently the like bugs that they were using listened all day long, but they actually had to like sit there and manually start a recording if they like thought that they were going to start saying something that was worthwhile. So they had 23 separate recordings. They discovered in those recordings that Elliot's father had destroyed a confession letter from him. And that another thing is they were pretty sure that he had strangled her like with his own arm, basically like a wrestling
headlock. Yeah,
headlock. They discovered after the or during the recordings that he had a shirt that had her makeup in the elbow crook, but nowhere else on the shirt. Which like if you were if she was attacking you, you'd probably have makeup somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that she had like her makeup face print basically into the pillow because he had like shoved her head down into the pillow.
Oh my God. What really breaks my heart is that Emily's dad, Mark, how do I want to say this? Anita didn't call the cops until 9:15 that next morning. But Emily's dad, Mark, says that at 2 a.m., I don't know if this is the following day after or the night of, or the morning of, but he says at 2 a.m. he woke up to a flood of missed calls and messages from his wife and daughter. There was a voicemail from Hannah, but he couldn't understand what she was saying. But in the background of that message, he hears his ex-wife Caroline scream, "Emily's dead." Confused and probably a little bit delirious from having just woken up, he calls his mom and she was hysterically crying. And a cop gets on the phone and tells him, "I'm sorry to tell you that your daughter Emily is dead." Like, obviously, Mark cannot believe this. And he even told the cop, "No, she's not. She was just on my couch a few weeks ago." Which that has to feel like a fucking nut punch. I can't imagine how numb he must have felt. So he immediately gets on a flight to the UK and says he still can't believe it on the whole way there. And when he got there, he learned that Elliot said that she had died in her sleep. Yeah. Mark went on to say, quote, "That didn't seem possible either. She was young, fit, and healthy. Seeing my daughter in the morgue, it looked like she was just asleep. But when I shook her, nothing happened. I felt helpless. I just wanted to bring her back." And like you said, in the days following Emily's death, he went out, Elliot went out and did a lot of partying with his friends. And at one point, he even got kicked out of a club for trying to pull down his pants and show his genitals. I guess he had gotten a tattoo. Some sources say that it was on like high up on his inner thigh, but some said it was like right above, like, I guess the pubic area. And it just was his own initials, EVT.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, fucking egotistical son of a bitch. But, dude, keep your junk in your fucking pants. Oh. I mean, I guess cocaine will make you do some crazy shit, but he claimed...
I wouldn't know. I've never done it, so...
No. Don't plan on it.
Yeah, Elliot don't do cocaine.
No, please don't, you guys. Elliot had claimed that over the next 6 hours, he, quote, "slept with models and beauty queens, attended wild parties, spent hundreds of pounds on premium vodka, used cocaine, and had relationships with British reality TV stars." Like, this guy really likes to fucking gloat. Like, I hope he has the world's micro fucking penis, and that like none of this ever has happened, that he feels like he has to do this shit.
What a sack of shit. Another thing is that after the recording, they arrested everybody, like him and his parents, for multiple charges. Mm-hmm. And only the parents made bail after that arrest. They threw support Elliot parties at their house.
God damn.
After they got released on bail, because they really thought that like they were just gonna get out.
The fucking delusion.
Yeah, the like level of just distance from reality.
Yeah.
It will never cease to amaze me with these people.
One thing that I really didn't like is that in his recounting of what had happened, Elliot said that he woke up at 8:30 a.m. the following morning, ate some cereal, brushed his teeth, and went back to the room. He tried to put his hand on the covers that were covering Emily and tried to wake her up by shaking her. Obviously, she didn't respond. He says that he put his hand on her right cheek and that she was cold. He said, "I froze for 30 seconds and thought, oh shit, I better get my mom." He ran into mom's room and said, "Emily's cold, get out of bed now."
Oh my God.
Anita tried waking Emily up by shouting her name and shaking her, and Elliot said he just left the room and went to go sit in the lounge for 15 minutes. And I think within this time, Anita had called her husband Lee, and that's when paramedics were called. But it's the huge disconnect with his family is fucking bonkers. I cannot believe it.
So April 19th, 2012, the trial started, which is my dad's birthday. There were 242 witnesses that came forward. Holy shit. Elliot pleaded innocent to murder, but he and his parents all pled guilty to perverting the course of justice. Mm-hmm. On the stand, Anita said that Emily had ruined her son's life, which this girl is dead. Yeah. She doesn't have a life. Mm-mm. You took her life.
Yeah. All of you did.
Even if she did ruin your son's life, you took her life. Yes. That's not equitable. No. Fuck you.
Yes.
A professional said that Emily's eyes and lips had, quote, pinpoint bruising, which was consistent with the stranglehold, like with him having her head in a headlock.
Fucking science is amazing, you guys.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
On cross-examination, Elliot said that he had defended himself. He also admitted to threatening to kill Emily up to 15 times before actually doing it, but swore he never meant it. Mark Longley said that he and Caroline both made eye contact with Anita a lot during the trial, and they never even saw a glimmer of remorse in her eyes. The trial was at Winchester Crown Court and lasted 4 weeks. The jury convicted him 10-2 after 9 hours of deliberation, which I thought that was so fascinating that in the US, if that was how the jury had voted 10-2, that would have been a hung jury.
Right.
And we had to do it all over.
That's
so
very
really
interesting.
Yeah, that he was convicted on that. Simon Jones, who was the Crown Advocate for the Crown Prosecution Service of Wessex, called the killing a, quote, shocking case of domestic violence. Throughout the course of the trial, it was revealed that Elliot had threatened Emily with a hammer in the club the night before. The hammer was found the next morning in their yard under a water butt, which I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming that it's like some sort of a piping piece to bring water into their house. They showed the jury a video of the CCTV footage of them coming and going from the club. Her skirt was super short and her shirt and skirt like didn't meet, so like her midriff was showing. So I'm wondering if that maybe like furthered his rage that night, because she was like clearly going out like maybe like looking like she might be looking for a new partner.
Sure. Yeah.
Which like I'm not victim blaming at all.
No.
She looked super cute. Girls wear whatever you want.
Hell
but
yeah.
I just thought that was worth noting that maybe that did like enrage him a little bit more. A friend said that when they left the club, Elliot was shouting on the street that Emily had, quote, ruined my life. She's twisted my heart. And her friend said that he had a hissy fit and tried to punch her at the club that night. On the stand, he was super arrogant. He was actually on the stand for 2 days between all of the crosses and everything. And when the prosecution asked him if he felt bad, he said that he wasn't upset because it had happened over a year ago.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Sociopath is what that makes me think. I don't know. I'm not a mental health professional, but no empathy. He thought he was just going to convince everyone that he didn't kill her. She just simply died in his bed. He was really rude in his answers. He kept them super short. And Emily's mom said, to be honest, I think he showed his true colors in the witness stand, being so rude to the prosecution. It was overseen by a female judge, which was fantastic.
She was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Linda Dobbs. Justice Linda Dobbs is her name.
Oh, thank you. I think I have that somewhere else in my notes, but not here. So at the end of 4 weeks, he was found guilty on all charges.
Yes.
When they decided that it was premeditated, and when the ruling was read out, Elliot mouthed bullshit.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
He was sentenced to life in prison with a 16-year minimum, and his parents were sentenced to 27 months each. The court found that they had lied about the delay in calling the ambulance, and they had removed a jacket from the scene of the crime, and the father destroyed the letter. So that was why they were found guilty.
What blows my fucking mind is that Elliot, like, he is so stuck on not only stupid, but believing that he can manipulate anything and everyone. But like, I really didn't like that when he was up on the stand, he tried to spin it to where like they were so in love that night before and they were French kissing in his car. And when they had gotten to his house, Emily had asked me to take her into the house like we were newlyweds. But his friend Tyler, whatever, I think his name was Tyler or something, he was also in the car with them. So I don't know if they took Tyler's car or something, but Tyler said that Emily tried to lock Elliot out of his own house. So Elliot had to force his way through the front door. So like, don't try to spin this. But also Emily was so fucking terrified of this fucking guy.
Yeah.
But fucking newlyweds, fuck out of here.
Okay. So then Elliot submitted some appeals for his evidence, like the bug being placed illegally. So he's tried to say that all of their evidence was obtained illegally. While he was waiting. While he was waiting for his appeals, he wrote to Ashley Costello that he thought he was going to get out, and he could, and like his plans for them when he got out.
Yes.
His appeal was thrown out after, actually, this is not an exaggeration, 5 minutes of deliberation.
Isn't that awesome? That's
amazing.
Fucking awesome.
A lot of Emily's friends and family were in the court during the ruling, even some who had traveled all the way from New Zealand.
Wow.
Emily's mother, Caroline, who spent most of the hearing staring at Turner in the dock, said, quote, I just wanted him to look across and see something of Emily and me and be reminded of the life he snuffed out and that she goes on living through us.
Oh, God.
He is not eligible for parole again until July of 2027, which...
It's way too soon.
It's way too soon. I cannot believe. But Britain has very different sentencing laws than us. And they have... they don't have the death penalty, nothing like that. So this is what we are working with based on their laws. While he was in prison, he has claimed that other inmates set his cell on fire. Never happened.
Nope.
And he says that he receives letters from his fan club, which are mostly women. His parents were released from prison after they served just half of their sentences, and they still live in that house where Emily died.
Yikes. I hope she's haunting the fuck out of them.
Me too.
I hope they feel like they're getting suffocated every single fucking night they go to bed.
Yeah.
Sacks of shit.
Since her death, Emily's dad, Mark, has become an advocate for the White Ribbon Campaign, which is a New Zealand-based campaign for domestic violence. November 25th is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, which we just passed. He launched the Always Safe House campaign in her honor in Bournemouth. So he's tried to really do a lot of good work. He has a podcast about his grief, which I am definitely going to listen to. I have not had a chance yet, but
it was a short little podcast. It only had 3 episodes, but it was, if you guys want to listen to it with us, it's called Death, and that's : Love, Grief, and Hope.
So yeah, do you have anything else?
I do. So to go along with kind of Mark's recovery and what he's doing since Emily's death, Mark did remarry to a woman named Hillary. They have a son named Hunter. Mark says that his bond with Hannah is even stronger than before and that she's incredibly close with her little brother. In his interview with That's Life, the Australian magazine, he said, quote, "But it breaks my heart that Emily and Hunter never got to meet. The world was a better place with my daughter in it. She was such a force of life and I miss her every single day." What I really like too is that the college that she went to, Brockenhurst College, they are, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they did start a campaign and they taught students a lot about personal safety, relationship safety, road safety, and cyber safety. And the principal, Di Roberts, said, quote, "We have a duty to our students to ensure that they remain safe, not only on our campus, but in the wider world." And I guess to wrap this all up, I guess we just need to say, if you or anyone you know is experiencing abuse, please reach out to someone. There are so many amazing and helpful organizations out there for you guys. Most specifically to this case, if you're in Australia, you can call the 1-800-RESPECT organization at 1-800-737-732. If you're in New Zealand, you can call the Are You OK organization at 0800-456-450. And here in the United States, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233, or you can text START to 88788. Confidential help is always available there 24/7, 365, and they have specialists ready to speak to you in over 200 languages.
Wow. And in the UK,
how did I miss that?
Yeah, you can call 0808-200-0247, which is the free phone National Domestic Abuse Helpline run by Refuge.
Damn. Well, what are we covering next? I guess
next week we are doing Kaylee Anthony.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
This is a super controversial case right now because of Casey's documentary that has just come out, but we thought that it would be a good time to remind a lot of people about the actual facts of this case because they were a little bit missed in the Hulu documentary. So
very heavily missed.
We're super excited. This is a super close to home case for me because I am from Central Florida near Orlando where this happened. So I have a few anecdotes about this what happened during this case and stuff.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. But we're gonna try and handle this as delicately as possible for sure because this is a tough one.
Well, I think that's it. But before we go, you guys, please, if you're listening through Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a rating and a review. This really helps us out in reaching more listeners and also increases our chances of engagement with you guys, which is what we're here for. But if you're an Apple Podcast, go ahead and open your Apple Podcast app, scroll down to the very bottom of our product page, and underneath where it says trailer, there's a section titled ratings and reviews where you can do your good deed for the day and just give us stars. You don't even have to write anything if you don't want to. But if you're listening through Spotify, towards the top of our podcast page, underneath our cover art, there's a row of icons and a star. Please click that star and rate us that way. To further make sure you don't miss out on any new episodes, please also click that follow button and turn on the notifications by tapping that bell icon. Now, unfortunately, you can't leave any reviews in Spotify, but you are able to give us your feedback on each episode. So if you tap on the episode itself, there will be a Q&A section that you can reply to. We will try and have different questions each episode to kind of make it more intuitive and engaging. But just leave us the reviews. They're going to help out a lot. I think it would be cool if we started to pick out reviews to read on the show and to give you guys shout outs. So like, hopefully that's a little bit of incentive. And yeah, that's all I got.
If you want to follow the show on Instagram, we are at Your Next Pod.
You can follow me at Emilio R. Ybarra. That's the letter R.
You can follow me at Brooke Bouvier. And then our email, if you have a case suggestion or feedback about the show that you want to leave, something like that, you can email us at yournextpod@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Oof. Well, I think that was a good one. I think I say this every single time, but I think that was a good episode.
I think that's an important case that not enough podcasts cover because it is British.
Right.
So hopefully more people will learn something for domestic violence prevention. All right. I hope everybody has a happy holidays. If this is like your last time listening to us before,
it better not be.
Well, like before your personal festivities start, because everything starts at different times. We will have more episodes out before Christmas because that is the winter holiday that we celebrate. Yes. But whatever your holiday is, have a happy one.
Yes, and be safe out there, you guys. We love you. Oh, do you want to say your thing?
Oh yeah, be vigilant. Don't be next.
Bye, guys.
Bye.